Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got to return some videotapes, but first, dogao, playing as the Poles in red, prepares to take on Hera, playing as the Cumans in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings with Goat and with Scout, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Poles very much a civilization focusing on their cavalry. Are you in the mood for something light? Their scout cavalry line units get a small attack bonus against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which can be very helpful for in the late game for the Poles because they are one of the only two civs in the game to have their hussars replaced with winged hussars. Uh-oh, ostrich on the run, ostrich taken down. Now the winged hussars are already tankier and stronger than normal hussars and come with an attack bonus against gunpowder units and an even bigger attack bonus against monks. Now, if heavy cavalry is more of your bag, baby, then Pole knights and cavaliers can be upgraded to cost a lot less gold. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot, 60% less gold, which makes it much easier to spam these heavy cavalry units starting in Castle Age. Now on the field of battle to protect their cavalry units, the Poles can turn to their unique unit, one of the coolest in the game. I am, of course, talking about the obuch. This is a tanky, well-armored infantry unit whose attack actually reduces enemy armor, both melee and pierce, by 1 with each swipe of its massive warhammer. Now, to support the production of their food and gold-intensive cavalry units, Polish stone miners do also generate gold. Their farmers have access to a unique structure called the folwark, which I'm hoping we'll see here very soon, which replaces the mill and automatically adds 8% of a farm's value seated within its radius to the coffers of the Poles. And by the way, if that's not enough, it also provides 5 population space. Will the villager make it unscathed? No, he does not. Takes 1 massive trunk damage. Zebra also. Oh, some close calls here for dogao. Now, lastly, Pole villagers are harder to raid because, like Viking berserkers, starting in Feudal Age, they begin regenerating HP. Now, moving on to Hera, playing as the Cumans, a lightning-fast civilization with a few super cool features. To start with, all Cuman mounted units get progressively faster as the game goes on, all the way up to 15% faster in Imperial, and some of these mounted units can be trained to upgraded to train, not trained to upgrade. Confused the words there a little bit. Upgraded to train in half the time. I'm talking about scout cavalry units, step lancers, and cav archers. Now, if you want to put fast early game pressure on your opponent, you can actually build a siege workshop in the Feudal Age, although you are limited to only building rams. If you prefer to pressure your opponent in Feudal with ranged or mounted units instead of siege, Cuman archery rangers and stables both only cost 100 wood, so you can build a lot more of them earlier on in the game. Now, if military aggression is not your thing in the early game, you want to build a big booming economy, Cumans also have another cool feature in the Feudal Age. You can actually build a second town center. The villager also takes damage too. Trunk hits. You can actually build a second town center in the Feudal Age as the Cumans. Now, to protect your booming economy, the Cumans, like the Goths, unfortunately do not have stone walls, but unlike the Goths, their palisade walls come with 33% more HP. Now, once you've established your base, you've got your first castle up, you can begin training the unique unit of the Cumans. I am talking about the Kipchak. This is a fast-mounted archer unit that fires multiple arrows, although only the first ones really do full damage. So these are very interesting civs in a pretty interesting matchup. Both players getting loom at the same time off the back of very similar villager counts. Why do I say it's a very interesting matchup? Because you've got the Feudal Age killer here. The Cumans, the only civ in the game able to build siege units in Feudal versus a Castle Age juggernaut. I mean, what the hell do you do against Polish knights with the Schlachte upgrade, which basically makes them cost only 30 gold. 30 gold for knights, and then later cavaliers. So you've got a civilization designed to destroy its enemies as soon as possible in the Feudal Age versus a civilization that once it gets its legs underneath it, oh man, good luck trying to stop it in the late game. Winged hussars with trample damage, obuchs reducing your armor, Schlachte knights and cavaliers being spammed at your head. And by the way, this is the folwark. Take a look. You click on it, a radius pops up. Any farm seated within this radius, 8% of that gets added to the coffers. Now both players off the back of 19 villagers heading up to Feudal. Let's take a very quick look at the bases while that happens. Unless there's going to be an engage here. No? 2 ships passing in the night? No? Okay. Players decide to not engage into each other at the moment. Dogao, primary gold, nice and secure in the kind of backwards center position. Stone, nice and secure in the back. Base, easy to wall off. The west side, easy to wall off. The north side, easy to wall off. But a big old gap here in the front. The portion of his base facing his opponent, not so easy to wall off. Does hit Feudal a few seconds ahead of Hera. Hera's base, primary gold. We'll call this the forward center position, kind of backwards position for the stone. Forests, not very helpful. Easy to wall off the back portions of his base, but take a look at the north. Not exactly the portion facing his opponent, but close enough. This is going to be a very hard wall off for him. A stable. We'll see if he decides to create a full wall off with these houses, or if he creates more of a funnel where dogao has to engage into a town center if he wants to engage into Hera's base at all. But dogao, in the meantime, walling off his base. He knows he's up against Hera playing as the Cumans. And well, I shouldn't say he knows. He suspects. Let's put it like that. It might be a 99.9% chance of some kind of aggression, but it's not 100%. And that's exactly why he's scouting here. He sees the stable already up, and very soon he's going to see the second scout from Hera moving in here. Although dogao doing a pretty damn good job already, has a spearman here, should be able to defend. And this cactus, by the way, blocks. So it doesn't even need this one palisade wall here, although why the hell not? What's a palisade wall? Not that expensive. More spearmen out of our poll. The name of the game for Hera right now, if I can be so bold as to tell the best player in the world at the moment what the game plan is, stop the polls from getting to castle. The name of the game for the polls, with the same caveat of me having the cojones to tell these two titans with their insanely high elos what to do, is survive until castle. Although at the moment, Hera doesn't really seem to be too interested in putting on any kind of feudal age aggression, building these cheaper archery ranges, cheaper stables, saving on a bunch of wood as he does so. dogao, in the meantime, I guess he agrees with me and thinks, well, you know what, Hera's probably going to be thinking to put on some early game aggression. Hera with 5 scouts, no kills yet at the 13-minute mark of the game. Very interesting. Hera also, by the way, walling his own base off. But, of course, look at this big gap. How the hell do you even start thinking to wall that off? And now he's going to run circles around the units of dogao. Spearmen moving at a 1. It cannot catch up to a scout cavalry unit moving at 1.6 tiles per second. dogao needs to get these walls up, and he needs to get them up immediately. By the way, Hera, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it every single damn time, because I so choose the best early game scouter. Absolutely the best, bar none. Oh, dogao needs to do that thing where you click on each one of these palisades just a little bit, so it at least completes, but no, never mind. Hera pivots north. First kill here going to our Cuman. Now he's attacking the palisade to the north, creating a little bit of a gap for himself. Finding the only one that's been constructed. Okay, and now bringing skirmishers, because why not? You've seen your opponent. My goodness, the old brain doesn't want to work right now. You've seen your opponent go spearman, the only real threat to these scouts with their lightning fast movement. So bring in the skirmishers to take care of the spears, especially with the high ground. Although dogao, knowing this. Remember, skirmishers on skirmishers, pretty slow killing, even with the bonuses that they have against each other. But a massive battle here happening, massive for the feudal age. Hera looks like he survived it by the skin of his teeth with 1 scout left. What are you building here? A blacksmith. Blacksmith in the middle of the road. Got enough wood. Will we see a siege workshop too? For now. A very non-threatening, non-scary blacksmith going up for our poll as well. Let's zoom out a little bit and see what the players have built, what their bases look like. We've got our full work. It always confuses me because the icon for the full work is the same icon as is for the blacksmith underneath, or rather behind that house. We've got an archery range, a barracks, a bunch of full works as one sees with the poles, And now the Cuman trying to bust his way in. Oh, yes, we see a siege workshop. Okay. But did Hera wait too long? Did he invest too much in scout cavalry units? I'm looking at the top left of our screen. Our pole is already heading up to castle. He's got 5 villagers on stone. Remember, every 3 stone that's generated, 1 gold automatically gets added to the stockpile. Take a look. 132, 133, 134, 135. Yes, I know how to count. And in a minute and a half, he might have enough stone for a castle. And when he has enough stone for a castle, Schlachter is not that expensive of an upgrade, all things considered. 300 gold and a bunch of food. The food is really the 500 food after you've spent 800 to go up to castle is problematic, but 4 villagers on gold, 13 villagers on food, 200 stone away from a castle. But here we go. What does our pole have to defend this? He's got no army at all. Okay, bloodlines. So we know what our cavalry-centric civilization is doing. The chess piece there tells us that that is a stable and also getting scale-barding armor. But was he a little bit too slow? I thought for a second Hera was a little bit too slow. Oh no, he's breached. Our pole has been breached. He's got 520 stone. Does do a good job protecting these villagers, but essentially creating a kill box here for these skirmishers. They're not going to kill these guys very quickly, but kill them they will. More rams, a second one. Oh no. Disaster for our pole. Only 2 villagers on stone. Is he going to buy stone? Does he have a market? Does our pole have a market? He doesn't have a market. Another stable for him, but knights. He is in castle age. I was so worried he's rushing up to build a castle so that he can get Schlachter and start spamming knights. But he says, absolutely not. I do not have time. I do not have the luxury of going up to a castle. Let me just start building knights right away. And the knights, if they weren't so badly outnumbered, would absolutely wreck this army from our Cuman, who lags in defensive upgrades, but in 1 second will have forging and therefore +1. But knights are tanky. Knights are strong. Knights are here. 3 of them. Slowly but surely, our pole is getting the knight count up. Would love to see a monk. Okay, here we go. Not so much to convert anything from our Cuman, but just to heal these knights up. And look at how cool and collected the dogao is being. Still jack and lumber, still taking gold, still farming. 7 knights he'll have in a very short while. Oh no, ram is exposed. These guys are weak. Let's see if the scouts can get them before they get the ram. No, the ram gets the barracks. The knights get the ram. The scouts get the knights. And it is a human centipede of death and destruction over here. And there we go. Our pole with the castle. Hera has to do whatever he can to stop this castle. More rams are needed. He's building another one. He is out of wood, though. There's a decent amount of gold, and now Hera might be in a bit of trouble if he lets this castle go. Beautiful blocking here with town center and houses and stables. Oh my. And dogao pulling a bit of a Byzantine move, just clogging up the works. Although not with cheaper, oh my god, not with cheaper camels. Skirmishers and spearmen with expensive knights. But he knows his opponent built a very weak unit here. 2 very weak units. And even though Hera's mixed in 2 spearmen, ooh, I don't know. I don't know, the castle, it's at 85%. I don't know about this. Maybe the guy wants to stop building knights for a quick second. Does he have that luxury? Hera still firmly entrenched in Feudal Age, although take a look at his resources. Looks like in 150 food, he is going to go up to castle, and then we'll see what the hell direction our Cuman takes. The Cuman's very, I call them the Feudal Age killers because, again, take a look. Who the hell has access to this in Feudal Age? But they are pretty damn strong in the late game as well. Their speedy units are nothing to be disrespected, nothing to be scoffed at. Look at the longevity on this army here for both players. 3 kills for Hera's army, 5 kills for our pole, and Hera has disengaged. Oh no, he's doing the one thing you probably shouldn't do against the poles, which is give them an inch, because they will take a mile. Rebuilding the folwark. See, it's the blacksmith symbol, right? I'm not crazy. I mean, I could be crazy, but I could be crazy, he says, and then laughs maniacally. Oh, Hera not paying attention, loses scout here, and is going up to castle a minute and a half away. And these knights are going to be very, very hard for him to deal with. Oh, never mind. I could just completely miss the spear, and you guys know I sometimes miss things in this game. I am not perfect. Pobody's nerfect. And so I do miss a few things. Hera, dogao going after the lower hanging fruit of a house here as opposed to the siege workshop. I think he's gambling on the fact that Hera sees these knights and therefore probably will not continue building rams at the moment. These guys are now much faster with husbandry. They are only at a +1 armor. Hera's cavalry at a +1 attack. So basically canceling each other out. Second town center, our pole feeling very comfortable with 6 villagers on stone. Bit of a backstab here, though, from our pole. Hera realizes, sees it, moves his army of spears into position. And now dogao probably should not be engaging into this. Probably not. You're probably going to win this, but oh man, is the HP on your unit's going to be shit after this. I don't think he lost a single knight. What is happening here? Again, Hera, uncharacteristic. Little tiny slip-ups. Now more and more knights. What is this? A knight attacking an archery range is going to see the spearman. Oh, dogao reacts pretty well. Well, it looks like he went back to finish that spearman off right as his knights took down a battering ram. There's another one here. Hera says, you know what? This is the moment. I'm going to move forward. Maybe I'll catch some reinforcements. Maybe I'll catch some villagers. Maybe I'll put so much pressure on you that you'll stop attacking me for a second and let me get my army up and running. Although he does have 13 army supply. Take a look at what it's made out of. 3 skirmishers, 4 scout cavalry units. Although in 40 seconds, these are going to be light cav. And take a look at the speed on them now. 1.71. Oh, the Cuman speed is so gross. It's such an incredibly powerful tool, especially in the hands of somebody who averages 200 to 300 actions per minute in even the most basic, boring games. Although with Hera, is it ever really a boring game? Right as the words came out of my mouth, I realized, wait a second, I don't think there's such a thing. Up and running. 2 town centers to 3. More folwarks for our poles. You'll see a lot of times the poles ignore these kinds of builds where the farms are right next to the town center unless they come under attack and there's no time or room to build anywhere else. Because why would you build this farm when your folwark is over here and 8% of the value of this farm goes straight into your coffers? 2 knights seeking to do a bit of a wraparound. Hera doing an amazing job, by the way, keeping an eye on dogao. We'll see these knights now to the south because, of course, they are engaging underneath the town center. How many villagers inside? Not a lot. Only 6. But this is walled off. Nothing dogao can do. Do not attack that town center. That is just a waste of HP. His knights, 0 kills. What happened to that skirmisher that was here? There they are. Skirmishers are moving around. Are they looking for knights? Are they looking for relics? What are they looking for? It is our pole who has 1 relic. And here we go. Take a look at this unit. What the hell is that hammer? It is massive. By the way, I just realized their pantaloons are different colors. Their knee-high socks. I guess it's not a pantaloon. I guess it's the stockings. The stockings are different colors. But that's neither here nor there. What is that giant hammer? Oh man, if this was real life, doesn't manage to catch a monk out of position, but attacking the monk last means that he was risking these knights. dogao got lucky there. Will he get lucky again? He does not. Interesting that the knights upon a conversion do not get the Cuman speed bonus. And now the guy with the high ground should be able. If ever there was an example of why you should take the high ground, take a look at that. Take a look at the HP difference now. But Hera is here to the southwest. Hera is here, penetrated. Schlachter just finished up. There we go. At the 33-minute mark of the game, our Polish knights now cost only 30 gold, which means he has enough gold to build 12 of them. Not enough food, of course, but gold. Here we go. Obuch versus Monk. One swipe. Look at that freaking hammer. It literally looks like a hammer. Hera doing whatever he can to raid. He knows he's in a bit of trouble here, even though he's got double the army supply. 14 of that is in light cav. I don't know that he can really engage into this. Look at the Gao's upgrades. Equal to Hera's now. So no particular player having an advantage. Oh, I was looking at the... was I looking at the wrong speed of the wrong unit? Interesting. Okay. Iron casting coming up for our pole. So he's going to be at a +2/+2, whereas Hera is going to be at a +1/+2. So advantage will be for the poles, but it's only in 50 seconds. Very defensive castle going up. He does not want to get raided. He is sick and tired of dealing with the raids. Our pole needs a head-on fight, and he needs it now. Because his army supply might be lower, but 11 of Hera's army supply is in light cav. 3 of it is skirmishers, 1 is a battering ram, and 4 are monks, of which only 2 appear to be here at the front. Hera catches the villagers, but too little, too late. We've got our engage. Obuch dies. Hera retreats, trying to give his monks time to convert, but Polish monks are here, or shall I say Polish monk singular immediately dies to the scout cav. What the hell is going on? Look at this battle. Hera leading the knights away from the battle to focus down here. The fewer Polish knights he has to fight, the better for him. But oh no, army supplies are misleading. Oh no, Hera took a terrible engage there. Army supplies are so misleading. Hera's only army here really is 12 knights against 23 of his opponents with Schlachter. I cannot stress enough how much you cannot let the pole get that upgrade. Let's take a look at that battle again. Okay, I thought for a second the battering ram was attacking the villagers. Maybe it was. Was it? No, it was just turning around. Okay, let's take a look at that battle, because I think Hera did a good job leading these knights away with the light cav, threatening the villagers. Brilliant move there. But I think just the numbers at the end of the day betrayed him. So in the immediate engage, look at the numbers: 23 knights to 16 and 2 monks. 2 monks is bad. It's bad news bears for dogao, because that's a 4-unit swing. That'll go from 21 to 18, which all of a sudden is a bit more of a fair fight, especially when these guys are coming in. Although there are a few more knights streaming in. How many stables does our pole have? 6 stables is pretty damn good. So let's see what happens here, because we love analyzing our big old battles. Monk, no faith. Monk, no faith. So these guys are spent. Where are the other monks from Hera? They're over here. Full faith. And now we've got a Polish monk converting, or attempting to convert one of the knights. Okay, so it looks like the battle has finally joined here. The armies are present. Let's take out the villagers. You've got 26 Polish knights and a monk against 22 Polish knights, but 10 light cav. I think 10 light cav. Ooh, 10 light cav versus 4 knights with better upgrades, because iron casting, let me just fast forward. There it is. Iron casting just finished. I don't know that these armies are that dissimilar. Let's get rid of the monks. Look at the HP. It's not that bad. Not that dissimilar, but again, dogao with the upgrade lead, and Hera's of the, oh my god. Sorry guys. Of the 2400 HP, 500 of it is down here. So really, as the battle begins, let's get rid of the monks again. It is 26 knights to 22, and the 26 have better upgrades. So let's see what the hell happens here. Hera runs away, like I suspect, to give these knights, these monks, a chance to convert a few units. Now he's going to move in to snipe the monk. Good move. I don't know that he needs all 9 of these light cav to do it. In the meantime, he is getting his ass handed to him down south here. Gets the monk, pulls. So let's see. With these super weak light cav, he pulls 6 knights away from the battle. So what's the battle looking like now? 19 to 16. So not terrible, but defender's advantage to our pole. Look at him just streaming knights. And where's Hera's closest stable? Where the hell is Hera's closest stable? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all 4 of them are here. Look how far Hera's stable is. Look how long these knights have to travel to just get to the battlefield. Okay, let's keep going. So he pulls off 6 knights. This is, by the way, a fantastic, brilliant move. Brilliant move. Use your super weak units to distract the super strong units of your opponent. Monks, by the way, continuing to heal. Beautiful play, even though I probably got converts. I wasn't paying attention. Who's getting who? Not gonna lie. Knight moves in. 1 monk dead. Second monk is gonna die. And now, looks like the armies have finally congregated in one location. Let's get rid of the monks. Look at the HP difference. 22 knights. 9 light cav. 8 knights. More than double the HP. The longevity of our Polish army is just double, more than double that of our Cuman. And I think if he had some stables closer by, his resources are such that he probably would have stayed in the game. But again, 27 army supply to 23 is very misleading because 1, 3, 6, 15 of that is pretty damn weak units. I mean, these guys, half of them are basically dead. Look at this guy. 5 HP. 8 HP. So they're basically dead. So even though he did a good job running these knights around, these 6 knights, all the way from here to get the monk to pretend to threaten the villagers and then pivot back south, ultimately our Pole, not distracted with the bulk of his army, just takes an impressive, huge engage. And I think Hera realizes based on the scores, about 20% difference in scores, his villager count 77 to 87, although he doesn't know that. And even though he's got 3 town centers up, ultimately he takes such a bad engage here. Our Polish knights just taking the day with their +2/+2. And he realizes, you know what? I didn't do enough damage. And now he's got 2 castles up. He's got, as we saw, 6 stables to my 4. And his knights are 60% discounted in terms of gold. Food, I believe, full cost. 53 to 37. Better upgraded, cheaper. 134 APM right at the start of the game. Hera, as always, between 200 and 300 towards the end of the game. Let's take a look at converts. That was pretty damn cool. 6 converts for Hera. So not a bad convert count for such a short game and such a basically one big battle. Resource count also not that dissimilar. A little bit more wood for our Pole, a little bit more food for our Cuman. Basically identical gold, but look at this. Our Cuman not mining any stone at all. Why does he need castles? Why does he need Kipchaks? Your opponent is going knights. Kipchaks are not going to be very good against that. And so I guess he focuses more on the other resources, the food needed to get all those scout cav and light cav units out. These guys are not cheap when it comes to food count. And wow, what an awesome game. I mean, these 2 players played basically to the strengths of their civs. Oh, by the way, let's take a look at kill count. Villager kill count, very identical, but oh man, our Pole killing 39 more units than his opponent. Basically, I don't want to say double, but almost double. Let's put it like that. But as I was saying, both of these players to the strengths, Hera, instead of building a second town center in Feudal, as we saw a few days ago, decides to build a forward siege workshop, pump out a few rams, tried to bust his way in, succeeded, but did not have the necessary army to be able to stop this castle. Maybe if he had more ranged units, maybe if he had more scouts, he could have gone through this town center fire, wrapped around, and tried to attack the villagers behind here. But that was way too risky of a move. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. In any event, he didn't do it. The castle went up. So he played amazingly to the strength of his civilization, whereas our Pole did whatever he could to defend spearmen, knights, getting his butt up to castle ASAP, getting a castle ASAP, researching. I'm not crazy. I saw Schlachter, right? There it is. There it is at what? The 33-minute mark of the game. And so our Pole holding the line. Wow. Defended. How many people can withstand that kind of brutal assault by Hera? Currently the best player in the world. Dogao not only withstands it, repels it, pushes out with the better knight, the cheaper knight, the more strong, how do I put this, better upgraded knight? Yeah, +2/+2 to the +1/+2. They're cheaper, they're stronger. Movement speed is the same. HP is the same. So all things considered, the Polish Knight here, the better unit. And even though Hera did a good job with these monks converting and then healing, as Hera loves doing, he loves babysitting his units, which is, again, a hallmark of why he's the best player in the world. Something I absolutely love and really wonder why other players of high elos don't do it. But with the monks, he's always healing. When they're not converting, they're healing or gathering relics. In this case, one relic apiece. But the dogao, oh, did he hold the line? Did he hold the line exceptionally well? Pushes out, takes an amazing engage here in the front of his base. Hera way too far to repel this, way too far to reinforce it. And so we'll lose the monk, we'll lose the knights. And once he loses these knights, the rest of his army is garbage. It's a battering ram, 2 monks, skirmishers, and light cav. Again, light cav very bruised and battered. They've been running around all day. They are exhausted. They are in no position to take on these Polish cavalry units. And so Hera decides to tap out. The dogao gets the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.